This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi. Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, IMCO, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Welcome to this week's edition of Paradise, Louisiana. I'm Gary Risponi, and I got another invitation to come back to the CCA Star office or the Louisiana State office. Brad Thrasher, you're probably going to see more and more of them. Unless I have to start paying him, then I might have to cut back. But
I work for cheap.
boy, I tell you what, you work for cheap. Y'all do such a great job. I'm sure you got a Star update.
Dude.
You was a weighmaster at the Swole Fest, so we got a bunch of that coming. We got some Grand Isle they're coming up with rodeos coming in the next 3 or 4 weeks. So we're going to report that, and Berkeley, I'll be to our fishing report. We'll be right back. We're at CCA headquarters, right here in Industrial Place.
For the thirsty, for those who hang out in packs, for heroes, for sidekicks, for those who see the glass half empty, for those who see it half full, for those on the right, for those on the left, for those with nicknames, for those with curves, for people that cycle, for people that recycle, for BFFs, for frenemies, for those with style, for lovers, for families, for big families, for everyone.
Okay, Brett, safety and car insurance.
Never scored a safety. That's defense. But go on, please.
Yeah, defensive. That's exactly how you should drive.
There is no such thing as a defensive drive. Offense makes the drive.
Oh, I mean when you're on the road.
But it doesn't matter, home or away.
Okay, clearly I'm striking out here.
That's baseball.
Get great auto rates from Farm Bureau Insurance. Call your agent today.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. Mr. Red Thrasher, look, let me thank you again for covering me the other day. I don't get sick often, especially with a virus. I don't know where it come from, but it really knocked me out for a while. And thanks for you and Nolan. Y'all, what a great job y'all did, and you always do. Every time I see you on other shows, you do a great job. The big thing this past weekend, I'm sure the Star was wide open, and you got some reports on that. But let's visit the Swole Fest first. I know you was there, the weighmaster. I was so disappointed I couldn't come, but I had a logistics problem. But the good thing about it, I got to watch the Tigers. Even though they lost, I got to see Maneri. He's such a great guy and a great person, and not only a great coach, but I wish him the best of luck. And he's been fishing in Paradise, Louisiana, and I'm going to try to get him and his wife Karen back. So tell me what his son-in-law Nick and then what they had going on.
Look, if you haven't experienced Swole Fest, you just need to. You couldn't make it this year, but thanks to some moving around, Chris got Nick Grimion to come down and cover it, mic'd me up as the weighmaster. But, look, that tournament is quite possibly one of the biggest tournaments on Grand Isle, definitely one of the biggest weekend tournaments in Louisiana. And all the money goes to a great cause. And everybody talks about, That's
a lot of money to go to that cause.
A lot of money. There's a reason that the cafeteria in Our Lady of Lake Children's Hospital is named the Swole Fest Cafeteria. Because, Nick and his team have guaranteed $1 million of donations over the years, and they are fulfilling that. And so it is an incredible cause. But, the Children's Hospital is only a piece of it. One of the biggest things and the most touching thing is not only the way they honor and give gifts of hunting and fishing trips and equipment to wounded veterans, but also some special needs kids. You can't recreate it. It is a special moment. There are not many tournaments at the award ceremony you see a couple hundred grown men crying, but it definitely happens. It's touching thing that we're all part of.
You're making me feel worse and worse for not being there. But I'm going to tell you what, it was just like you saying, to watch that, see the touch, and to see how dedicated these people are. And it's all started 20-something years ago, almost 27, whatever.
Well, we're on, I think we said 23rd
25th.
because BP and COVID knocked it out. It should be the 25th, but we're at the 23rd. But look, you know, obviously Nick does an incredible job. Nick Rawber, who's a dentist in Baton Rouge.
I love the way it started.
But Trisha and the whole team of volunteers, that's what's absolutely incredible about it.
Including you.
Including me, but I'm going to tell you, like, I don't know. I'm just there as a bystander almost compared to the volunteers that they have. You know, and what's amazing is not only how you have certain volunteers, but it's a family deal. There's so many couples, Bryant and Kaylee and Aaron Kramer and so on. The Riggs is like it. It's just a lot of fun. The food, Southside Cafe.
You know I miss that food.
Oh, I know.
I'm always, Mr. Gary, come see, we got this, we got these nachos, we got this, we got jambalaya, we got pastala. Oh, pastala, you gonna like that, you'll taste. I miss it. I don't want to talk about it a whole much more, but you were there.
Look, live
Tell me
music,
about it. Look, the boys were in Jesuit. I got to give them, we were always, we always had rivalries in football. At Baton Rouge Child Redemption, and Jesuit was always a rivalry because they're always good. I don't care, baseball, basketball, whatever, especially football, but him and them boys were Jesuit. They started that and they were just in college, and they started that, and I'm telling you what, it's just like things that are good. When people do it for the right reason, the good Lord blesses. I mean, it's been an outstanding event.
No doubt about it. Once again, you got to check it out. You'll see a lot of the footage from the way station, but you need to make a plan next summer. Go see them. It is a lot of fun.
Can you get me invite me back? I videoed for, I don't know how many years. I've been here 19 years, but I videoed almost every year I was down there.
Look, what's funny is I fished it probably for 15 years, and then I became the weighmaster. I don't know, whatever the number was. But it is a thing that we all, mark our calendars a year in advance to make sure we're going to be there. We want to be a part of it. So kudos to Nick, Trisha, and everybody that helped out pull that event off. It's an incredible entertainment.
All the businesses, and you're watching this and everything, they take sponsors all the time, and you will see your name everywhere. So we'll be right back.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Benny's. They even washed my car for free. Uh-huh. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Benny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
As members of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we've all got a job to do. And the more we work together, the more we save. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, and all y'all people that don't have y'all star tickets, you better hurry up, because I'm telling you what, they're catching fish, and I feel bad. You might check your office. Just 2 weeks ago that I renewed my star. I know. You heard about it?
I heard.
I could get in trouble. But look, this is all yours. You tell us about the star, and what's the most exciting thing you've been seeing lately besides the truck, but we still have some big prizes out there.
Absolutely. Look, you know, the Chevy Silverado gets the most attention for sure. We had that fish caught and confirmed on opening weekend, Ken Nash from Vicksburg, Mississippi. But that's the only one I've heard about. So they are 99 still swimming as far as I know. And, you know, the next prize is a travel trailer from Bent's RV. The third one is a Nautic Star and Mercury outboard package wrapped in Michelob Ultra. Then you got 2 more Nautic Star and Mercury packages, then 5 Gator Tails. And don't forget, there's 25 other divisions, and that's actually been the talk of this last weekend. For example, Bruce Pensong got from Baldwin, weighed in like a 27-pound snapper, big snapper. The ladies division was kind of heating up. The inshore was a little tough in the last couple days or last week, but the offshore is on fire.
Could get real tough this weekend with a storm in the Gulf.
And so look, the bottom line is there's plenty of time still to register. There's plenty of prizes still out there. I mean, you know, we give away $500,000. We've given away, you know, 50,000 of it. So a lot more to go. Get registered. But go to ccastar.com. You can check out the whole leaderboard, weigh stations. Everything you need to know is right there. But you got to be registered before you fish. And don't forget, the easiest way to win is to get your kids and grandkids in. But remember, and I say it every time I'm with you, but if the third tag redfish is not caught, Anheuser-Busch is going to go ahead and draw one name out of a hat of all the participants, and they're going to win that Michelob Ultra wrap boat anyway.
That sounds like, well, look, you know, you got some of the people, every year they show up on the leaderboard. My name, you know, Ed Sexton,
Ed's back
Tommy
this year.
Bendrain, and all those people there, they're always showing up on the leaderboard. Did any of the old timers they're showing up yet? With big trout. Let's talk about trout.
Let's talk about trout. So right now, I think the leader overall would be Ed at 6'3", 6'4", something like that. But other than that, I think it's pretty wide open, and I would not expect that fish to hold up. Sometimes a 6 does.
That's come from Venice?
It came from Venice. But other than that, around the state, I think most of what you'll see is 5 pounds, 4 pounds. So it really hasn't turned on. Obviously, you know, every place kind of has its issues. You know, Big Lake was still kind of recovering from a lot of water, a lot of fresh water. And so I think, you know, usually their fish come, you know, into May, early June. Obviously, that'll be running a little bit behind. Same with Southwest. The Southeast has kind of been the surprising one that I haven't seen, you know, some true hammers come in, but the East started with a bang. So, you know, the fish are plentiful. We haven't seen the monsters that we usually do by this part of the tournament. So, which kind of makes it nice because it's wide open. I mean, you know, I think every division right now, granted that 27.5-pound snapper is going to be tough to beat, but everything else is pretty wide open.
Be sure you got that ticket. We'll be right back with the Berkeley Abu Garcia Fishing Report.
Okay, Brett, safety and car insurance.
Never scored a safety. That's defense. But go on, please.
Yeah, defensive. That's exactly how you should drive.
There is no such thing as a defensive drive. Offense makes the drive.
Oh, I mean when you're on the road.
But it doesn't matter, home or away.
Okay, clearly I'm striking out here.
That's baseball.
Get great auto rates from Farm Bureau Insurance. Call your agent today.
Brad, as we mentioned at the beginning of the show, you know, we covered up with Grand Isle, especially I already got some other ones coming up. You know, we got one's coming at the end of July, the Big Daddy and all them up between Grand Isle and Venice, you know, with the 4-pie and the big rodeos. But in the next 2 and 3 weeks, we covered up. So, and I want to start right there. The rodeo, right now, this coming weekend, the Cutoff Fishing Club, I think there's 17th or 18th annual. It runs 2 or 3 days, 3 days, and they'll be at Britside Marina. It'll be coming up this coming weekend, and then the following week, the Creole Classic. That's usually at the same place. I didn't get a letter from them, but
it's
historically, it's right there. The following 4th of July weekend, the Golden Medal Fouchon.
Which, by the way, look, is one of those incredible tournaments thrown by some awesome volunteers. I'm involved in it. We sponsor the kids division. That's one you need to check out. It is a lot of fun. The food is great. The music's great. And the camaraderie is even better.
Tent is cold.
The tent is cold.
Cold. And Moran's right now is just unbelievable what he's done. You know, that's another one I missed a media day, and I thank y'all.
Well, I missed that one too.
That was the same one I was sick.
Right.
So now, South Louisiana, I'm talking about right now. We still bass fishermen, crappie fishermen. The South Louisiana, the Crappie Masters, and by the way, that's been sponsored by a good friend, J.B. Salters Jr., Blaine. It's coming up this Saturday. The last tournament, Saturday tournament they had over there, they caught some monster fish. I mean, everybody weighed in 5 fish, or 7 fish, excuse me. And then this time, it's going to be the same thing. Only trouble is we got another storm. Another storm in the Gulf. We don't know how it's going to affect it. It's not supposed to be a wind event, but it's definitely going to be. Anytime you get a tropical storm, it's a wind event. But I'm talking about a bad wind event. But the water, they're talking anywhere from some places 8 inches to 12 inches of rain. So God bless us.
I'm ready for that to go away.
God bless us, what we can do. That's the 5th stop, and it's this Saturday. And you might can still get in and go on their website and doing it. That's the Louisiana Crappie Masters. And if you have any trouble, call Joy B. Salters. Call him at his office or whatever. Find out. Also, JB gave us word that Brad Bowe, Wednesday, he's going to have his Wednesday night tournaments out of Henderson. By the way, the fish are turning on in Henderson. The water's falling spillway. Even when it's high, they get up on them islands, they catch them big old brim, and they catch them. We'll talk about more in the Fish Report. That's from 5 p.m. to 8:30 every Wednesday in Henderson. So now, this is what we've been waiting on, and I'm still getting a lot of pictures. I got to remind y'all to make sure you give me a name and a report, because that's what people watch us a lot more than they do other shows, is because Fishing Report.
I thought it was
just like reading Joe Macalusa's column every Sunday. You know, it used to be every Thursday and Sunday, and that's one legend we still count on. That and Louisiana Sportsman Magazine and all the other magazines too, the Marsh and Bayou. They've been very, very good to the sportsmen, and I want to talk about it. Now, I want to say this. Right now, I'm going to start off with Fouchon. George Spivey. I'm going to say his name right. That goes all over. George Spivey and his crew over there at Topwater Charters, High Water Charters, and his corks and his baits, they still catching fish, West Timberland, everybody. They telling me right now in Grand Isle, they throwing cast nets in the surf and catching shrimp. Anytime them shrimp move in, they're doing that. The rocks, when the wind lays down, all the way west to, I can't even say Cassette, they are catching trout everywhere in that area. Now,
well, no, the Fouchon guys have been on fire, and Timberlier is hot. I actually was with Chad Billiot of Marsh Rat Guide Service yesterday, and he confirmed Timberlier and some of Terrebonne Bay has just been on fire. Grand Isle, what was interesting was it wasn't that great this weekend. Once the wind laid down, the water is starting to clean up, and actually, as of Tuesday, the fishing has got a lot better. But over the weekend during Swole Fest, for example, it was tough. Offshore fish came in plentiful. Whether you're catching, grouper or snapper or whatever, it's easy. The trout,
I talked to Ronnie Klein, Gary Krause, and them. All had their friends down there. I've talked to my cousin. People in Cocosville right now hurt. The water's not good, he said. They're not catching, and I don't know what's the problem. Ronnie Klein came in. We taped the show last week and said, "Hey, I fished 3 days, my best spots."
Well, it was funny, and I can't speak for Cocodrie, but in Grand Isle, from the beach, you thought the water was pretty. It was green. Well, when you got in your boat and looked down, you couldn't see the head of your trolling motor. So it was stained. It had a kind of funky color to it, and I think it just slowed everything down. We weren't catching near as many fish on the beach. They are there. One of the guides told me that they had shifted to croaker because they felt like the fish could see them better in that stained water. But I will tell you, once again, as all of us left the island, the wind settled down, good clean water started coming in, and so Monday and Tuesday it started picking up, and depending on what that storm does, it's on.
Lake Catherine, Island Marina, well, my biggest thought, when I was down there the other day and fishing, you saw, I passed up and down the Wrigley's, all the marinas, there's a lot of people fishing, still fishing the bridges, but the biggest thing right now, the fish are moving in their rigs in different places in Lake Bourne and Lake Catherine. Redfish are always down there. A friend of mine sent, I don't know if y'all remember Dow Jans, used to be with Farm Bureau. Him and his grandbabies and them are down there. They have been catching trout on the rocks in the Mystico and the different places. The other day, they killed the sheephead. They're using fresh bait, and the kids were just pulling them in. A lot of great meat. He sent me some few pictures with that. I've been hearing some people, like, I seen the other day when we were out there at the rigs in Lake Bourne, I've seen Dudley at the bridges, and I've seen Gallo and all them people that are Justin Bowes and them. Most of the captains out there, all the captains at Island Marina, they catching their redfish and they catching a few specks. Sometimes we got caught the storm beat us up. I can't predict them. I look on the radar, but let's go clear that away. We run right in it. I mean, drops. The drops were so big they didn't splatter. They bent.
Gary, we've called you the Black Cloud for 20 years. What do you think is going to change now?
These captains have been beating that, though. So I've been blessed.
I tell you, I made one of those calls this weekend. We're catching fish. I looked up. I was like, we've got to go. And sure enough, we tied up to the dock, and the next thing you know, the cold breeze started, and it was on. There was a heck of a storm on Grand Isle last weekend.
I want to thank Miss Whitney. And sending me all these pictures of the young boys. I got to mention their names because I'm a little bit prejudiced, but you listen to his name, Cage Mangiano. How you like that name? And I think it must be a little brother, Reed Mangiana, and then there's Blaze Doyle. There's a little English name, nobody knows it. But Captain Mike Bentley, by the way, is feeling better. He had all this trouble. He's been catching a lot of fish when doing it. Blackball Charters, Captain Adam Shields. So Whitney, keep on sending them, you and Miss Angie and your daddy, David. David's having a few little problem with his inner ear. David, get well. I don't know how anybody do anything. You fix everything we got down there. So you get well. Dulac again. John Bernard made a trip over there, and his little Slade Terrio. He was fishing with grandfather Pat. They're using bait shrimp under a cork. And then in freshwater, John Bernard again made he's like I guess a missionary. He's going to get you out there. He's going to talk about Jesus, and he's going to talk about things you like to do, but he's going to teach you how to fish. He loves them dead in canals at Amelia. And freshwater report, that's where it's coming from. I'm telling you, Amelia, Pontchartrain, Lake Verret. Lake Verret is unbelievable. And yeah, there are a lot of bass still being caught in the Pontchartrain area. Let me see, I don't want to miss nothing. Freshwater again, Henderson, I told you that I got word that Henderson right now, the fish moving there. Lake Verret, I don't know if I can use these pictures again in video, but Steve Fontana, George Shaheen, and Wayne Tucker and them, along with their wives, I believe, were out there. They buzzbait in the Lake Verret, all them canals, but I don't know if they were in. They ain't gonna tell me. You know why? Because I'm gonna put it here. Lake Verret area I'm talking about, I don't know if they were in Magazine or back in up north at Pierpont Bay and them canals up there with Grobeck. Wherever they were, you can see the bank. They're hammering that lunkalure, a black lunkalure. So that, or buzzbait, whatever you want to call it. So that's the fishing report for us. I talked to Gary Krause, and he made a trip up to the Leader Bend. They're doing it. We'll give a shout out. Miss Linda Spark, she's retired. She's retiring. And tourism, promoting them tournaments. We're going to do a little story on her later. I'm going to borrow some video from Gary, I'm sure. And this lady should have ran for governor a long time ago, state representative. She is a promoter of Louisiana. God bless you, Linda. We try to give all your reports. You still send them to us, so thank you very much. And I got one other thing I got. If y'all notice our sponsors for a long time, I got a lot of them. I'm not going to mention them, but Farm Bureau's been one of the sponsors. They only left us for a short time during the storm one time, and then another time they had some trouble. But for these 19 years, Farm Bureau's in there. If you watched all the LSU games and the other games at the NCAA, Super Regionals, you see it in the dress right away. You see what Farm Bureau, Texas, Farm Bureau, Florida, Farm Bureau, wherever you look, they sponsor so many high school football games in the state of Louisiana. Sponsored our show now for 18 years, off and on. Farm Bureau is really not only they're all with the farmers and everybody, but you know, and the programs they got going on, and when they spot with agriculture and cattle and everything. But look, their insurance, anybody can join it, is one of the cheap, I ain't gonna call it cheapest, but least expensive, value with everybody. I've been with them 20-something years myself, but I'm gonna tell you what, making claims. I had people that were agents, other company had all that storm insurance with Farm Bureau, and they brag, and the duck line, they brag on them. Farm Bureau, thank you. God bless you. Thank you for blessing Louisiana and blessing Paradise, Louisiana. Thank you. God bless you. You've been doing it. You still got a bunch of months to go to Labor Day. You got a bunch to go.
Ways to go. Ways to go. So we probably got, what, 80 days left, something like that? So lots more to come.
Keep wearing that sunscreen.
Yeah, well, one day Marucci's going to make clear sunglasses so I don't have
Tell them about where we're from.
Appreciate you tuning in to Paradise, Louisiana from the CCA Louisiana headquarters office.
Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, IMCO, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.